Kate is a new action thriller that just hit Netflix a few days ago. It is directed by Cedric Nicholas Troyan. I think that's his name. It stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, although if you're a stan of Mary Elizabeth Winstead, you'll just call her Mew, like everyone just calls her Mew. So yeah, I'm calling her Mew for this video. Woody Harrelson, Tadanobu Asano, you know, it's got a pretty talented cast. The story here is that Mew plays a ruthless assassin who on one of her jobs finds out that she has been fatally poisoned. After she gets poisoned, she finds out that she has only like 24 hours to live or something, so she decides to go on a killing rampage investigating who poisoned her and why so that she can get her revenge. That's pretty much all there is to the story here. Pretty basic, pretty simple. I do want to point out that as a person who unabashedly loves Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I am incapable of slandering her in any movie that she's in. I try not to take favoritism this far, but it's just one of those things where I don't care if she's even bad in a movie. Like if she was bad in this movie, I probably would just sit in front of this camera and be like, well, her hair looked fantastic. Luckily, I don't have to lie to the camera. I don't have to pretend she was bad. She was actually pretty damn good in this movie. She gave a really good performance, and she also did a great job with the stunt work. That is really the big selling point of this movie, right? Like most people are not gonna tune into this movie. They're not gonna care about a great plot. They're not gonna care about really anything else from a filmmaking standpoint. They want good action, and they want her to be in the action scenes committing the good action. Mew kicks a ton of ass, and all of the action scenes in this film kick a ton of ass for the most part. Not only are they the appropriate amount of bloody and gory and over-the-top fun stuff like that, but they're well filmed. Like finally we have an action movie where you can actually see the action as it's being filmed. It's free-flowing and fluid and filmed with a steady hand. There are some wide takes, single shot takes where you can actually see all of the action, all of the violence and all of its glory. That's really all you're looking for out of this movie. It delivers it in spades. There are a handful of great sequences and standout moments when it comes to the fights in this movie. The film is decently shot. It's got a nice color palette, vibrant neon colors. It definitely tries to highlight the nightlife scene in this movie. The soundtrack is pretty killer. So overall, it's a pretty fun movie to watch if you just want to turn off your brain and watch a bunch of people get killed. There was a point in this movie where, I don't know, it was probably about 20 to 30 minutes in where I realized I'm watching this movie for Mew and the action and pretty much nothing else. I know that you can't view movies in a vacuum like that. Like I know you can't arbitrarily separate the movie from what makes it a good movie. Like you can't take Mew and the action out of the movie and then judge it like that because that's not really fair. At the same time, you can point out that Mew and the action sequences would probably be better served if they were in a far better movie. Like you really would want a better movie to surround those elements and really, you know, boost them so that it can make you feel like you really had a good time. I can't say that I had a great time watching this movie. I think its plot, its story, there's really not much of a story to tell here. A lot of the derivative elements that this movie relies on to push its plot. So many cliches and tropes that are associated with this lone assassin genre. It's easy to see where all of them are coming from. It's easy to see every direction that this movie's coming from. So you know everything before it's gonna happen. The big problem with this is that nothing in the movie has any impact. And the reason why I really didn't connect with it is because there's a lack of real stakes in the movie. In fact, the whole fatally poisoned, I only have 24 hours to live thing. At the end of the film, it feels like it was just a gimmick that was only put there to make her feel more vulnerable, when I feel like you could have just made her vulnerable in a different way that actually benefited the character. But as it stands, it doesn't really do anything for the character and it doesn't really do anything for the story. There's just a complete letdown in terms of the stakes of this movie. I have no reason to really emotionally give a flying fuck about anything that is happening at the end of this movie. And you know what? That's okay, because I still got Mew and I still got good action, and for most people that's gonna be enough. As for me, I can't really highly recommend the movie regardless. I'm gonna probably leave this one in the Fortress of Solitude. If you don't really have anything interesting to do, check out another assassin movie that you've already seen, but check it out from Mew. Have you seen Kate? What did you think about it? Give me your thoughts on the film in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.